Happy new moon. It is July 28th, 2022, and it is a new moon in Leo. And it doesn't matter when you're watching this. If you are interested in incorporating tarot into your journaling practice and you want to go through this spread that we're going to do today, then definitely stay tuned. And this is what to expect. I am going to pull cards. I'm going to pull up the spread that we're going to do. And I'm going to walk you through this spread. We're going to do it together. If you have your deck, tarot or oracle or both, you can use those. If you don't have a deck, that is fine. You can still use these prompts. And I'm really excited to get into this. All you need is your tarot journal and something to write with at least. And if you want to use your own spread and you just want to hang out and take this time to do your journaling and pull your cards, then feel free to do so. All right, so let me first start with shuffling. So if you have your deck, feel free to shuffle. If you do not have a deck, what I want you to do is start breathing. Start taking some deep breaths. Allow yourself to get centered. Allow yourself to tune into your body, tune into your heart, to tune into your energy centers. And you can also do this while you are shuffling. And it's interesting, as I'm doing this, a card just flew out. I don't know if you saw that on camera, but this is the card that flew out of the deck, 3 of Cups, okay? So with the 3 of Cups, this is all about celebration. This is all about coming together. And that's what we're doing right now. Also, something to consider is if you are at a point where you are like, are you lacking a sense of community? Are you lacking a sense of connection? Or is it time to put yourself out there a little bit more? Reach out to a group of friends or people that you really can align with. Sometimes it's time to change your environment, change the people that you're around. So this is an opportunity to do that, especially with this new moon energy. Sometimes the direction that you're taking, the direction that you're wanting to go, the people that are in your life right now can't go with you to that next level. So it might be time to find people that are already moving in the direction that you're wanting to go. Like, are you feeling held back by your circumstance or people, right? Do you feel like, oh, well, I can't do these things. I can't be who I am around these people, right? And maybe it's time to find that new sense of community. So and this card just jumped out. This is not a part of, and this is normal, right? So sometimes if you're shuffling, you might have a jumper card, and you can decide if you want to include this card as part of your actual spread, or is this just on the side as a jumper and you're going to include that. What I'm going to be doing for the sake of this reading is this is not going to be included in the spread. This is one I'm still going to pay attention to it, right? Because it jumped out, but I'm still going to go through the prompts with you in the spread. So if you're pulling your own cards, you can determine that, right? So just something to keep in mind, and you use your own intuition with that. Greetings, welcome. So let me just pull up. So sometimes a question that I get, it's like, well, how do you lay out the cards? Okay, so here is just a quick example. Let me share my screen. Okay. Give me just a moment here. Okay, so I'm sharing my screen. Well, I'm about to share my screen. Okay, so with this, you can lay your cards out however you want, right? So here, what you see is, let me change the view for just a moment. Hold on. So you're only getting the image here. You can play it by ear of how you want what you want your spread, how you want your spread to be. Different spreads, you can have very specific spreads for specific situations. Let me see. Is it? I'm trying to get it to like expand fully. I guess it's not doing that. Okay, hold on. I think that's better. Okay, so we're just doing a general spread here. If you want to have your cards vertical, like up and down, if you want to do diagonal, if you want to have them in like the four corners, that is up to you. So just something to keep in mind. You can decide if you want your how you want to do this, but we're doing a straight up just keeping it simple for this spread. One of the things that I have in my tarot journal, right? So now I'll just show you really quickly. In my journal, I have a section for to put your tarot spreads. So sometimes I'll do like an intuitive pull, right? And how they come out. I like to annotate exactly how they came out, or I'm using a specific setup for my cards, and that's why I have a section for the tarot spread, so I can actually draw them out. If you don't have this journal, if you want this journal, there's a link in my bio for this journal, but you can also do this in your notebook, and you can just draw out how the spread is, if that's something that is significant to you, if you want to include that. So a little hack, I guess. Okay, so this is what we're going with, right? So since we had a jumper card, I'm just going to add that off to the side, and I'll do that a little bit later. So let's dive into this first card, and I'm going to pin the banner here, so you'll see that this is our first, and this is what I want you to do. So we're shuffling, right? Notice how we haven't pulled a card out yet. We're shuffling, and that's just to kind of set the tone, and you shuffle however you want to shuffle. Okay. Now you want to ask yourself the question. So the first question, the first prompt, what energy is this new moon presenting to me? So if you have a deck, you can pull a card, you can wait for a jumper to pop out. That's your choice, however you want to pull your card. Okay, there's no wrong way to do that. If you are just using the prompt, I want you to tune in to your body, to your energy centers, and start to ask yourself, what energy is this moon presenting to me? And pay attention to how you feel. I'm pulling the card for the collective. So if you want to use the card that I'm pulling, and we have one that popped up here. So let me switch. Okay, so the card that popped up is the Five of Pentacles. People don't like getting this card, okay? But with this card, and let me know if you are pulling cards, feel free to share if you want to, the cards that you're pulling. So this card is in the first position. What energy is this new moon bringing to me, right? And this is the card for the collective, and we have the Five of Pentacles. Now, if you take a close look here, people don't like getting this card because they look cold and beat down and broken down. But when I see a card like this, it's like, well, what is the opportunity here, right? This new moon is presenting for you to look at the things what are things that you don't want to experience? What are the hardships in your life right now? What are the things that are lacking? What is lacking for you right now? What feels depleted right now? Because just because you might have other things going on in your life that are going great, and then this thing isn't whatever this thing is. It could be, so the pentacles represent earth. It could represent money, energy exchange, right? Maybe it's your physical energy. It could be money. Maybe you're not paying as much attention to your money. But it could be your time and what you're doing with your time. So it's presenting an opportunity for you to explore this. What are the areas of your life that you might be lacking? You might feel like you're lacking abundance in some way. And it doesn't have to be like everything is going horrible. Maybe you're just ready for more. Are you afraid to admit that you're ready for more? Something to think about. So as you're exploring that, Just tune into what comes up for you and jot down your intuitive insights, jot down your thoughts, some keywords. Okay, you got the first card you got was Ace of Pentacles in reverse. Ooh. So what do you think that means? Ace of Pentacles in reverse. It's interesting. You got the Ace of Pentacles in reverse. The collective, we have the Five of Pentacles. So that is our first card. I'll give you a moment here to just tune into that and jot down some keywords. If you want to share some keywords or some things that's coming up for you, definitely let me know. And we're going to go into the second card. Now, when we're going into the second card, you can decide if you just want to pull from the deck that you've already shuffled or if you want to shuffle again. Okay, there's no wrong way, but if you're new to tarot, I want to kind of give some additional kind of advice or things like that. And if you're using oracle cards, that's fine too. So I'm giving a few more minutes and then we're going to go into the next prompt. And be sure to write this prompt down. Save this for later. You can use, even though we're doing this new moon spread today, and even if you're watching this after the new moon, you can use the spread whenever you want to use it. You can use this every new moon. You can use this whenever you know, once a month, however you want to do it. All right. So we're going to switch over to the second card. So the second prompt, before we pull the card, we're asking the question, okay? So the question, let me switch here, okay? So the question, what do I need most right now? Okay, so this is your second position of your card. So again, I'm pulling cards for the collective. If you are pulling your own cards, feel free to do that. Greetings, Erin, welcome. Ooh, you know, it's another pentacle. Listen, it's very interesting. So I'm gonna give y'all a moment if you are pulling your own cards or if you don't have cards and you just want to write this down. Giving you a moment here, and then I will share. This is the card that I pulled for the collective in the second position, which is the Six of Pentacles. So the pentacles are thick right now. We got two pentacles, and we had a jumper card earlier. So a lot of earth energy right now, which is interesting because this new moon, you know, Leo is very fiery. So what does this represent? So you can also look at this through the lens of energy and elements, which I love to do. You got the second card you got was Eight of Wands. Ooh, okay. Nice. So for those of you that are looking at this card, the Six of Pentacles, first pay attention to what's kind of coming up for you as you see this card. What's coming up for you? What do you notice? What are your intuitive insights? And then if you're pulling your own cards, tune into that. What's coming up for you? And when you do this spread, this is something you should revisit. Go back and once we finish this tonight, look at this later, whether it's tonight or tomorrow. So I always like to go back and reflect on like what came out of that. And I like to kind of navigate the spread throughout the course of the week or the month. I will refer back to it and things like that, because you will notice how it shows up. So with the Six of Pentacles, and how does this relate to the question? So what do I need most right now? So it's interesting, right? So in this first card, and this is something you could be doing with your pulling your own cards, right? We ask the question first, and then you pull the card. And how does that card relate to the question? And then also, how does this card support, what is the relationship between the two cards, the first two cards in the spread, right? So the first card we got was the Five of Pentacles, right? So whatever your first card is, it's like, okay, well, is this second card, what's the relationship between these two cards? How do they play a role, right? So we're talking about kind of lack and things that maybe feel like you're depleted. It could be energy, it could be money, or things that you're not paying attention to, right? What are those things? Now we have here, what do I need most? Well, we see scales here, balance, reciprocity, give and take. So think about what are areas that you need most right now. Are you over giving? Are you giving too much of yourself and there's not enough of a balance of the energetic exchange? Are you not charging enough for your services? Are you and don't be feeling like you have to do a bunch of stuff for free for people. Okay. There is value in what you have to offer the world. I feel like somebody needs to hear that. Maybe you need some assistance. Maybe you need some support. You can't, the more you give, the more you need to be able to receive. So if you're over giving, that this could be an opportunity. What you need most is to find that balance into receiving more. So that's something to keep in mind. Or if you're the one that, are you doing too much taking and you're not doing enough giving? Maybe you're hoarding all this information, you're doing all this work, but you're not sharing your perspective. You're not putting yourself out there, right? You're not giving, whether it's information, whether it doesn't always have to be money, it could be other things too. But it could possibly show up for you financially. All right. So I'll give y'all a moment here to just write any additional insights before we go into the next card. And I want you to just pay attention to how your body is feeling, what your intuition is guiding you to do, what's coming up for you through this process. Like this is an opportunity to really align with your internal dialogue, and I talk about that a lot. And again, other things will come up as you allow yourself time to process this. And we're going to go into the next. Okay. The next prompt. All right. So for the third card, the prompt is, what do I need to let go of right now? What do I need to let go of right now? So you can decide if you want to shuffle and pull, or pull from the deck that you've already shuffled. If you don't have a deck and you're just aligning with the prompts, then you can do that. Tune into your body. Tune into your heart. What is your heart saying? We got a jumper, another pentacle. Y'all, what is happening today? What is happening today? Y'all. This is the third pentacle. What card did you pull for the third position? What do I need to let go of? Three of Pentacles. So we have three pentacles right now. So I'll share my interpretation of this card for the collective, but also keep in mind like what messages are coming up for you, whether it's with your own cards or this card. Okay, you got the two of Swords reversed. Interesting. So jot down your keywords of what's coming up for you. And your third card, Two of Wands reversed. What's what we got the reversals and the what's going on today? Let me tell you about this Leo energy. And shout out to any Leos. I call Leo season pre-Virgo season. Shout out to my Virgos because it's pre-Virgo season. Y'all paving the way for us. No, I love Leo energy. I love Leo energy. It's all good. It's all good. Okay, so let's talk about the Three of Pentacles. So, what does this card represent based off of this question? What do I need to let go of right now? Do you need to is it like the work that you're currently doing, how you're currently earning income? Is there something you need to let go of with that? Is it changing positions? Changing the level of responsibility? Maybe it's time to step your game up and do something more. Or maybe it's do something new or like add on to what you're doing. So that could be an option. This could be, so we have three people here. So there's an opportunity to, maybe it's time to build a team or to, so again, because we had a jumper card, right? And this is how, like when jumper cards come in, this card came up as I was just doing a general shuffle before I even started the spread. And there's a connection here, right? Sometimes in order for you to thrive, you need community. You need a team, or you need accountability partners, or something like that, right? So what is that? You need some type of accountability, group accountability, friends, family, mentors. Usually family ain't the best though. Family is usually not the best accountability partners. People that are directly invested in what you want to do in the direction that you're wanting to take. People that aren't going to be threatened by you changing. Because oftentimes the thing with family and with some friends, they will sometimes, like, it's like, oh, you're changing, so I don't know who you are anymore. And that's a threat to me because now, like, that's making me uncomfortable, right? So sometimes with friends and family, if you're changing or doing something different, and it can be an unconscious thing, but when you're changing and doing things different in your life, it can threaten the people that you're closest to. They can feel uncomfortable with that. Not because they don't love you, but because you changing reminds them of what they're not changing. Or if they're using you, then it's like, oh, well, I can't use you in the way that I used to use you. So when it comes to this card, what do I need to let go of? Maybe it's doing things by yourself, and it's time to get some assistance. And assistance doesn't always have to mean you're hiring somebody. Maybe it's a bartership. Maybe you've been doing stuff alone for too long. It's time for you to be of service to other people and contribute to other people in other communities and other groups. So what does that look like? Also, what do you need to let go of right now? Sometimes it's about feeling like you have to do all the things because you're the only one to do it the right way, or feeling like you know all the things. So sometimes it's about seeking guidance and mentorship. And that's not about you having lack of knowledge. It's about, okay, how can I get to that next level more efficiently? So are you not letting go of, so what do you need to let go of? What's coming up for you when it comes to this card, this Three of Pentacles? And it could be the other way around. If maybe you're doing too much for other people and you need to do some shit by yourself, you need to take the lead. Because there's one thing with the group dynamic, there has to be a leader. Are you afraid to lead? Are you afraid to be in the front and leading a team? Are you afraid to do that? Or leading a community? Or setting the example for other people? Something to think about. And again, how do these cards play? What's the connection between the three cards that you pulled? What's the connection? And so I will go back over the questions again, the prompts, just so you can kind of look at the scope of everything. So what we've done so far, the first prompt is what energy is this new moon presenting to me? That is the prompt for your first card. The second, what do I need most right now? Is the card for the second one. And again, if you're not using cards, you don't have to. You can just use these as journal prompts, or you can use the cards that I'm pulling for the collective. And then the third is, what do I need to let go of right now? So I will give you a moment to just jot down any notes, any other keywords, and then we'll go into the fourth card, and then we'll tie it all together. We'll give it a few more moments. And I'm typing in the final prompt. All right. Okay. So here we go. The last one. Here's our final prompt. What should I focus on for the next 30 days? What should I focus on for the next 30 days? And there's a reason why I like to add a set number, right? Because with the new moon, right, we want to be, the moon cycle's in like around 28 days, but this gives you something where this kind of anchors your focus within a specific timeline. So that way, 30 days from now, you can see like, okay, if I continue to focus on this and I work through this, like, all right, let me see what happens on the end of that. So this is something you can kind of track this, because what tends to happen is sometimes you forget, like we pull the cards and then we move on and then we don't go back to it. We don't like stay intentional about the work that we can do within it. And this is an opportunity for you to return back and to stay anchored in the thing that you want. All right, so let me pull a card for the collective. And the question is, what should I focus on for the next 30 days? And again, if you're not using cards, you can also tune in, like, what is your intuition telling you to do? What is your spirit telling you to do? You missed the first two. No worries. I can, I'll go back over the cards in a moment. Well, we got two more jumpers. We got, and two cards just flew out the deck. And another pentacle, my goodness. Another pentacle, y'all. Another pentacle. So these pentacles, these two flew out of the deck. The Ace of Pentacles. Wait, didn't somebody else get Ace of Pentacles? Okay, yeah, someone's first card was Ace of Pentacles, but they got in reverse. Here we have Ace of Pentacles upright, and then we have the Eight of Wands. So this is a good combination right here. Okay, we got earth and fire elements working together. We are in a fire element moon. Okay, and there's a lot of earth in this spread. So a lot of it is kind of looking at what you should be focusing on in its earthly realm. I see some other cards pulled here. The fourth card was Magician, fourth card, Queen of Pentacles. Nice. So the Ace of Pentacles, and again, you're basing the question off of like, pay attention to the prompt and the question. What should I focus on for the next 30 days? So Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. Let's first start with the Ace of Pentacles. This is about opportunity. This is the potential for opportunity to occur. That's how I like to look at the Ace of Pentacles, right? There's possibility here. There's a new beginning here. This is a, like planting the seed, right? That spark, that initial spark of imagination or of idea that can bring you some monetary gain, that can bring you some credibility, that can get your name out there a bit more. And the Eight of Pentacles, the Eight of Wands, this is about speed, okay? And let me tell you, earth and fire together create a very grounding, intense energy. So when you bring these two things together, it's about things moving quickly. So this isn't about like, let me hurry up and do things fast. It's like, no, let me stay focused on the thing that I want to plant and do it consistently. Focus on it consistently for the next 30 days. And what's going to happen? You're going to see momentum. Momentum is going to build, right? Action, when you take an action, that's when the momentum happens. If you just keep thinking about stuff, so some of y'all you've had ideas and thoughts and things you've been humming and hawing over for way too damn long, and it's time to actually do something. So what is that thing? This is the opportunity. This is this is a good energy to do this in. And if you have too many ideas going on, then it's like, what is in your heart to do? What is your intuition guiding you to do? What is guiding you on like in your heart on a soul level? And I'm not talking about feeling bad for people and like heart energy out of guilt, not guilt heart energy, because guilt is in the heart too. No, X that, right? What do you desire? What's the thing where when you see yourself doing it or you imagine yourself doing the thing, you're just like, man, I can do this my whole life. I'm also hearing investing. Some of you need to start investing, whether it's investing in stocks, investing in yourself. Always do that. You being here right now is investing in yourself. That should be the first thing. So what are those things that you can do to pour into you? Those are my first two cards, but Ace of Pentacles was, oh, you had the Eight of Wands too? That is wild. What are the odds of that? And it's interesting how you can get the same cards in different positions, and the intention and what shows up can be very different. So let me go back over the different, the four cards the four prompts. All right, so the first card, it was, what energy is this new moon presenting to me? What energy is this new moon presenting to me? And the card that I pulled for the collective for that one was the Five of Pentacles. But again, you can pull your own cards. The second card, the second prompt, what do I need most right now? What do I need most right now? And this is the card that I pulled for the collective. The Six of Pentacles. Someone's telling me to go back for a moment. So yeah, that's the second card. What do I need most right now? Third card, what do I need to let go of right now? We got the Three of Pentacles for that. And then the fourth, what should I focus on for the next 30 days? And we got two cards, two jumpers, Ace of Pentacles, Eight of Wands. And on top of that, so I got a jumper card at the beginning. So we can also, so if this, this is something that can happen sometimes, that you might get a jumper card and you can decide if you want to include that in your spread, if you're doing a specific spread or not. I decided to leave this out because I did not ask the question or the prompts first. So when you're doing your reading, so this is another thing that I like to do, right? Depending on how I'm going about a reading, if I'm doing a specific spread and I have specific prompts or questions, I consider like when I'm actually focusing on that prompt or that question and I'm shuffling, whatever comes out of that, that's the card that I'm focusing on, right? Since I wasn't focusing on that particular prompt, I'm like, okay, there's obviously a message here that needs to be incorporated with this spread. It's not a part of the spread, but it's a part of the theme of the spread and additional information. So that's one way you can go about doing it, because jumpers can be, in previous videos, I know some of you have seen, I've done like my tarot series. I've done a few different versions of that, or if you've been in any of my tarot workshops, sometimes a card, the questions around jumper cards can come up. So that's one way to look at it. But again, I always am going to encourage you to follow your intuition there and decide the direction that you want to take. And you can play around with it. There's no wrong way. You can play around with that. But that's just kind of one way to kind of have some structure around it. It's like, oh, okay, we're still including this. This card needs to be included for whatever reason, but this is not necessarily the first position card. And so there's a lot of, so let me know whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay and you're doing this at a later time. Let me know in the comments or in the chat what's coming up for you as you're looking at these cards all together, because that's the other part of it, right? So whether you're looking at the cards or you're looking at the keywords that have come up for you as you're doing your journaling prompts, what is the story that this spread is telling you? What is the information you're getting from this as a whole? So now we've been focusing on the micro of each particular card. Now we want to pull back and look at the macro. First position, you got Ace of Cups in reverse. Lots of reversals today. Isn't that interesting? So this is where, when it comes to your spread, or even just as you're journaling, it's like, okay, well, is there a theme here? Clearly, for the collective, there's a theme around pentacles, this earth energy, right? Around things going on in the earthly realm, things that are very much in the physical realm, whether it's within your home, whether it's with your finances, whether it's within like just your day-to-day life. Like that seems to be what is prominent here for this energy. And in a way, it kind of makes sense with Leo energy, because Leo, Leo energy, Leos like nice things. Leos like to look good and feel good. They like, they like things, right? That energy around it. And physical environment is important, right? And aesthetics. Aesthetics are important to Leo energy. And just think about what you want out of your life. Luxury. Okay? What does that look like? Freedom, abundance. What does that look like? Second card, you got the wheel upright. Okay. So just take a moment to look at the cards and the story that it's telling, and the process to get there. And this is why the prompts are so important, because it's like, okay, wait a minute. I'm not just pulling a card just to pull a card, like how I pull the card of the day that I've been sharing that every pretty much every day. But based on that first position, now that you know what this new moon is presenting to you, based off of what this new moon is presenting to you, then what do you need to do most right now? What is the opportunity here based on this current circumstance, right? Based on where you're at right now in your life. One of the things I like to look at is, and this is the importance, this is one of the benefits of having a spread, right? So I don't know, can y'all see my mouse? Can you see my mouse? Okay, I think you can see my mouse now, right? So I like to look at the directions of the cards. Like, is one card facing one way? Are they facing the same direction? In a future video, I will have it to where y'all can actually see the cards laid out. I think I'm gonna need another video, another camera for that. I'm gonna figure it out. I did it before in a live reading, like last year, I think. But I think it'll be helpful as a teaching point. But pay attention to, are all the cards facing left? Are some facing straight forward? Or some facing to the right? Or up, down? Like, what are you kind of noticing? What are you noticing? So some of you have gotten reversals. You know, are you seeing a pattern with the reversals? And how do you interpret reversals? So if you don't use reversals, that's fine. But then what do these reversals represent for you? What elements are you seeing in these cards? So for the collective, literally all four cards, well, the fourth position had two cards, and it's okay if you get multiple cards for one position, that it happens, right? So we got all pentacles, and then with the fourth card, we had a pentacle, and then we had the wands. And then we had the jumper card, which was a water element. And that was the Three of Cups, which played a role, right? Because we also had a Three of Pentacles. So what's the association here, right? So what are the odds? So this is where, you know, the benefit of, like, when you have a jumper card that comes out and paying attention to how that aligns. What is the overall theme? So we have an interpretation here. Not getting stuck. Not taking new routes. Remain flexible as things change quickly. Let go of insecurities and not taking action. Embrace new possibilities. 30 days, manifest my desires. Yes, I love that. I love that. Okay, and for your third position, you got the Six of Swords upright, and then you got the Two of Wands. And oh, you got a double too. Two of Wands and 10 of Wands. Wow, and you got wands at the end of yours. I'm telling you, this energy, it's the moon energy for me. It's very fiery, right? Very much rooted in at least for the collective, in the physicals. Like, what's going on in your physical world, right? What is going on in your physical world, like the current manifestation of your life right now. Here's an opportunity to change it up, to get really clear on the thing that you want and the things that you desire. And it's interesting because of the card of the day that I pulled, and I shared it on my Instagram stories. And I think I shared this one in the membership too. But it was like, it's so much in alignment. What are those things? It's like, now is the time to take the action, because fire, when you are rooted in this type of energy, it's like, now is the time to What do you want to bring into fruition? And that card, that's the card that I pulled yesterday. And it's still sitting right here. I literally pulled this card yesterday. Summer, bring to fruition. I pulled that card yesterday for the collective, right? The collective card of the day. Then I pulled this one today, which was talking about, hey, like, it's time to get what is your routine? Is your routine and the things that you're doing in alignment with what you actually want? And if it's not, then it's time to do something different. Doing something different doesn't mean you're wrong. Doing something different means you're choosing something else. So don't stay stuck in a place or in a belief or in a financial circumstance to please someone else. And one of there was an audio recording I was listening to by Christy Shelton, and she was saying, she said, "Who are you being poor for?" I was like, "Ooh, who are you being poor? Are you being poor for somebody? Are you staying like under the radar to please other people so other people don't feel like you're too big?" It's like, fuck all that, okay? Shine bright. Who are you dimming your light for? And for what? Why? Don't do that. Ain't nobody got time for that. We all have to shine bright in our own right. We deserve it. And this is an opportunity for you to pour into yourself. I feel like this new moon is double fiery. Absolutely. It very much is. And y'all, my moon sign is Aries. And my rising is Sagittarius. So I have like this extra fire. So it's really about to be wild. She's looking forward in the same direction, sitting, looking out the window, and then walking away. I felt that. Ooh, see? Look at that. There's a whole dynamic there. Looking forward in the same direction, then looking out the window, and then walking away. Yeah, it's like, ooh, letting go of the things and moving into a new direction, a new path. Bottom of the deck, the World card. Ooh, nice. Chapters opening and closing, right? So much can happen here. But the key, here's the thing. This is the part that people forget when it comes to, and the part that I really want to emphasize when it comes to your journaling, okay? And setting the intentions. And again, the reason why this fourth prompt is so important. Stay in this for the next 30 days. Stay in alignment with the messages that you have received from this spread and apply that to your life on a daily basis. What does that mean? What does that mean, Ujo? What that means is review these cards or review the prompts in your journals. Review the keywords that came up for you if you're not using cards, right? And you can write down the cards that I have shared as well. Remember what you want to focus on and stay in it. And anything that is preventing you from focusing on that, it's time to what? Let those things go. Is it creating? What is it creating? Is that creating resistance that you need to now kind of change? So if you stay focused on it, then that's when you start to see the momentum build. If you just do this tarot spread, you do your journaling, and then you don't revisit the things that you have written down, then what is the point of that? When it comes to journaling, there are things where you just want to release and you don't really want to return to it, right? There's other things that you do want to return to, you do want to revisit, you do want to stay, you want to stay in it, you want to revise it. And this is what I say, like in my very first tarot workshop, it was really a class. We were in there for like, what was it, like 4 months? And I did a full thing on tarot. And I was like, listen, you're going to have, I call it your arsenal of knowledge, right? Your journal is your arsenal of knowledge. Your journal, if it's just a notebook, a daily tarot journal, whatever. I have so many different types of journals. I have two journals right here. I'm in these all the time. Okay. However you decide to journal, even if you're not using, if you're doing it in notes on your phone, however you're doing your journaling, right? Revisit what you have written down. Sometimes I will go back and I will just flip to a page. I will just randomly do this thing, open and flip and see what I fall on. Sometimes I'm revisiting something like, wait, didn't I have an experience around this? And then I see the thing, and then I'm like, oh wow, wow. Listen, I can't even make this up. Y'all saw me just randomly flip the page, right? Why did I just flip to a new month, a new month tarot reading that I did? Wow, new month. See, and there's things that can show up, or it could be reminders, but you stay in it. My relationship got me depressed. It's up and down energy, wishy washy. I was on the verge of letting him move in, but I woke up with a lot of anxiety and decided not to go through with it. I found some leads, and I am proud of myself. Past few months was rough. I am proud of you too. That is great. I'm so glad that you did not let it move in, child. However, I'm feeling the new moon energy and know what I should do. Beautiful. My two of wands is facing the eight of wands. It's like it's saying I have to face this change that is coming, so be flexible and ready for it. Yes, that part. And think about, well, what are some ways that you can nurture yourself and pour into yourself, right? Because we got to think about self-care. What will that look like as these changes come? And this is why I like to review and analyze things. I like to do things seasonally, every season, and then every month. So it's like, let's review and what do I need to adapt and change? Um, and I allow myself to have a routine that is resilient. There's fluidity in it. That's one of my principles, to have a resilient routine. That's one of my principles because things happen every season. I'm in a different stage of my life in different seasons. Y'all know I'm in school right now, back in school doing a dual degree program. So what's required of me in one season might be different in another. And it's just like, okay, that's not going to stop me from the things I want to do, but maybe it's just in the way that I'm doing it, or the amount of time I'm dedicating to it, or maybe I need to suck it up and wake up earlier or whatever, right? Change some things around or not do certain things. But whatever my core things are that I want to focus on, it's like I want to maintain that resilience, be able to bounce back, move through whatever my circumstance. Don't let your circumstance hold you back from the things that you need to better yourself. Never do that. Ever. Just something to keep in mind. When you stay true to yourself, and this is why journaling is so important to me. This is why I incorporate tarot, like it's tarot and oracle cards, because it's a self-development tool for me. And that's why I teach it, right? Y'all know I teach from what I've done, or I teach from what I've helped others do and what I've helped others overcome. And this has been a tool for me to connect with myself. And I love sharing that with other people so they can in turn do that, whether they're into tarot or not, right? Even though, and honestly, I don't even need these cards. I don't need these cards to interpret a message or to get downloads or anything like that. I don't need them. There was a point in my life where I did need them because it helped activate those things within me. But that was just a stepping stone. For you, it might not be tarot. It might be something else. It might just be meditation. It might just be journaling, just journaling every day. You don't need tarot to journal necessarily. And I do both. There's times where I do my tarot. I have my tarot journal for things, and then I have my other journal for other things. So I have a couple different journals for different things. You don't need to be a tarot, like a journal hoarder like me, but that's something that's important to me, and it's part of my routine. It allows me to tune into what I need and get clarity, right? So what does that look like for you, and how are you going to apply that based on these next 30 days? Because it's easy to be inconsistent. It's very easy to be inconsistent. It is very challenging to stay on the same path, doing the same thing over and over again, building the routine, like literally. So especially in this the last card, right? It's the Ace of Pentacles and the Eight of Wands. It's like, man, what if you journaled every day for 30 days? What if you did that for 30 days? What if you meditated every day for 30 days? A couple years back, I challenged myself to do to meditate. But my plan was initially to do 90 days, I think, and then I decided to go for 100. And I was like, my goal is to meditate for 30 minutes every day, non-negotiable. And I learned so much about myself in that process. It was like a meditation challenge. I might have to bring that one back. I might have to do that one. But I do meditate every day, right? So it's one of those things where, but sometimes you want to, it's like, what do you want to be consistent in? What can you do for 30 days? What is the thing that's going to be a direct investment, right, in your own self-care and your own self-growth? If it's developing a skill, whatever it is, developing a new habit, what is that thing? And what are you willing to do for the next 30 days? Because it's more so, it's not, and you have to fall in love with the process of it. And so going back to whatever that fourth card, that card that you picked, what should I focus on for the next 30 days? It's like, what is that going to do for you down the line? Because these every habit, it has a compound effect. And it might not seem so great or so profound on the day-to-day. It's just like, it's going to be hard. There's going to be times that you don't want to do it. I was actually in a meeting with Les Brown, literally like an hour and a half ago, which is wild. Les Brown is just profound in his own right. And I'm pulling up, and this is my other journal, and he said, do what you know, not what you feel. And so by that, it's like, do the things that you know you need to do. Don't do what you feel like doing, because that's what we do all the time. I don't feel like working out. I don't feel like meditating. I don't feel like going for a walk. I don't feel like doing whatever the thing is. I don't feel like pulling cards for myself. I don't feel like doing this video. You can't rest on that. You have to fight through that. You have to do what you know you need to do, because over time you will build that endurance and that muscle and that consistency. But there's the follow through is when you're doing the things when you know you don't feel like doing it. Do you think, listen, so if y'all notice, I've been doing these live streams at 6 o'clock in the morning on Friday. I was like, I'm going to do this for the next 30 days. I did it from the 1st of July. I'm doing it to the 5th of August. You think I want to get up and do a live stream at 6 o'clock in the morning? No. I don't feel like doing it, but I'm getting my ass up and doing it because I made a commitment. I was very intentional. I was like, I'm going to do something that stretches me and that challenges me. I don't care if nobody shows up I don't care if nobody shows up. I was like, who's going to be up this early? I don't care if nobody shows up. I'm showing up. I'm showing up for me. You see what I'm saying? That's why I keep going. It's not for other, it's for me. And the more I do it, the other stuff will come. So what are you willing to do for you? So you can be better. So you can honor yourself. That's the thing. Journaling helps me out a lot. Love that. I love to do that meditation challenge. Cool. We'll make it happen then. I've been in the mood for a while now, saying out loud, I don't feel like. And that's the thing, right? And there's some things it's like change what you don't feel like doing, because maybe there's things like I don't feel like not investing in myself anymore. Like, no. I don't feel like not staying committed and honoring my word anymore. I don't feel like being the same that I was 30 days in 30 days. No, I don't want to be the same person. How about that, right? So you can flip that I don't feel like to something else. I don't feel like not having energy every day. I don't feel like being afraid to be who I truly am. I don't feel like that anymore. So that's a way you can flip that. And sometimes you need to trick the mind a little bit, right? I don't feel like being tired all the time. So I'm going to get some rest. I'm going to drink some more water. Right? So that's something to think about too. I don't feel like giving all my time and energy to people that don't value me and don't, are just taking me for granted. I don't feel like doing that. Right? How about that? And sometimes you have to tell other people what you don't feel like doing for them. So that's another thing. That is another thing. But look, y'all, I hope that you enjoyed this tarot journaling for the new moon. And again, you can do this at any time, right? We're doing this on the new moon of July 2022, but you can do this at any time, any new moon, or at another time of the month, right? So I just have, like, if it's the beginning of a month and you want to start the month with something new, then you can do that. And I had a really good time. I love doing this, and I'll definitely be doing more live tarot journaling sessions. I did one a couple weeks ago, and that was on for a Friday morning journaling session, and that was great. So I'm really enjoying this kind of perspective of incorporating tarot, but doing this in a more implementation type of way. So I hope you got value out of this, and stay in it. Stay in it, right? Stay consistent. Stay committed to your goals and kind of what your interpretation of like what came up for you in the cards. And yeah, follow up with me. Y'all know I love updates, and let me know what's come up for you. And I will see y'all on the next one. Hopefully I will see some of y'all tomorrow morning. I totally understand if I don't, right? Because who wants to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning and do a live stream, right? But I will be very much there tomorrow morning, sharing 5 tips on how to improve your intuitive abilities. Like this video if you liked it. Subscribe if you are not subscribed. And if you think somebody would get value from this video, be sure to share it. And if you aren't able to make it at 6 a.m., you can always catch the replay on my YouTube channel. So thank you all so much, and I will see y'all in the next one. Happy New Moon.